Hey, everybody, this is your favorite shift relationship strategist, MarshaunO, and I help Black Christian women that are married or in long-term relationships to stop feeling disconnected and unloved and shift them to feeling heard, understood, and appreciated via my books, my digital courses, as well as my group coaching program for Black women only that is called the Marriage Restoration Plan. Now, I am here to talk to you today about the power of prayer and how it has helped to shape and shift the trajectory of my own marriage and turn it all around, of course, for the better. I wanted to share with you specifically if you are a Black woman who is looking for a group of like-minded women that actually look just like you, who are in prayer, right? But also are looking to shift and change the trajectory of their marriages all around via being a part of this community, right? It is a membership, so you will have to pay a monthly fee to be involved in it, but you will be in there with me where you get the coaching, where you get your answers, where you get the answers to your most pressing questions, the questions that might be keeping you up at night, that literally have you tossing and turning. You and your man might be going through something right now. You don't have anybody to talk to. This is where I come together with my group of ladies weekly. So we discuss books such as this one that I just mentioned, and then we also answer the questions that you have, your most pressing questions. There's also accountability as well as worksheets that you get every week. And right now I am currently building an 18 exercise to help you and your spouse become a more conscious couple, leading to a more conscious relationship, so that both of you can really understand what's actually happening, why you are the way you are, why you show up the way that you do, and then be able to express those things to one another. So now on to this book, and why I decided to come to talk to you guys about it today is because it is very, very powerful. It is a very powerful book. This is specifically for the wife to be praying for her husband, or maybe you're engaged. You can be praying for your fiance, but it also gives, I love the layout of this book, and this is number one. The layout of this book is where she talks about the power of prayer in the beginning, and then each subsequent chapter is about the areas in which the man focuses on the most, and then it decreases each time. Now, there are a lot of areas within this book, so I won't talk about all of them, but I'm excited that she talks about how powerful prayer actually is. And I am a witness to how powerful prayer actually is. I use it in my own relationship. I use it in my with my family. I use it on myself, right? When I don't have the answers, I literally try to sit still. And so I'm waiting on the voice of God to give me the answers that I need. But then I'm also praying for things to shift and change within my marriage. Some of the things that I know that we are weak in, me and my husband, the areas that we are weak in, and I want them to become stronger in. So I am utilizing the power of prayer instead of just talking to people out there, right? That might not necessarily look at things the same way that I am looking at them, as far as giving me the advice to do something that I just really don't want to do, whatever that want to do is, and you could be in the same shoes. So instead of doing that, what I am doing is leaning on the voice of God and leaning on his word, and trying to understand what he has planned for me, my husband, and my family, versus listening to what outsiders have to say. So she talks about the power of prayer, as I mentioned, and then I'll just mention a few of the chapters after that, because she has them in the order in which she sees that the man is paying attention and really would like to shift and change these areas first. So after the power, she talks about his wife, his work, his finances, his sexuality, his affection, his temptations, his mind, his fears, his purpose, his choices, his health, his protection, etc. There's a lot of different areas in here. What I really, really love about this book is that after each chapter, there is a prayer. And I actually read this prayer out loud. In some of the prayers, there's a blank line where it says insert your spouse's name, where I'm actually inserting my husband's name, and then I'm reading the prayer as if it is my own. I really, really like how detailed she is. She goes really granular in some of the areas that she's speaking about, and it's not necessarily something that I would do when I'm praying. So I might keep it more surface level than I even realized until I started reading this book. Now, here's a caveat. I don't think that there is a specific way to pray to get your answers answered from God, to get the answers that you need from God, right? However, I do believe in making the prayers more powerful. And so if you have the tools, i.e. a book such as this, to give you a deeper and better way to pray, then I would say pick that thing up, right? That's helping you. So for me, I'm really, really happy that I picked up this book. It was a suggestion. And again, I am reading it with my Marriage Restoration Club. So again, if you're a Black woman, right? If you are in business or not, if you are married or engaged or in a long-term relationship and you are looking for a community of Black women to share these experiences with, so you feel like you're not alone, but also get the help, supports, and specifically emotional support that you need, because divorce doesn't seem like something that you want to do, then I highly encourage you to look in the description box below and sign up for my, it's called the Marriage Restoration Club. Inside of there, and I'll just say the link here. It's called the link is bit.ly/ the Marriage Restoration Club, which each of the first words having a capital letter. So the is capitalized, marriage is capitalized, restoration is capitalized, and club is capitalized. So each of the words are capitalized. But with that being said, sis, this could be something that's very powerful if you're looking for breakthroughs in your marriage or in your relationship, right? If you're looking for restoration, right, in yourself first, because a lot of what the work that I do with my ladies is I am restoring them first, right? And then we're moving into, as well as including the marriage or the relationship. But it's highly, highly more about you. But I really felt called and led to come and talk to you about the book that we're reading currently. And we're discussing it every other week. And then the other weeks, as I mentioned before, we do Q&A. So this book is really powerful. She also has, Stormy, the author, also has power tools at the end of each chapter, which are scriptures from the Bible that help to solidify her points that she spoke about specifically during that topic. So before I wrap this up, I do want to read one of the prayers, and it's a short prayer, but it's a very powerful prayer. And some of the prayers are longer than others. I also really, really love the fact that this book is pretty short, but it's very impactful, has a lot of information in here and a lot of tools, specifically the prayers themselves that you can actually utilize. I highly recommend to get the actual book versus the audio, just so you can have it in hand. And if you notice some of the things that your husband is actually going through, you can speak these specific prayers to help your husband get back into alignment with what God is actually calling him to do versus him deciding to do something on his own. It's very, very powerful when you are praying for your husband, when you are praying for your family in general, and of course praying for the answers, as well as where and how to be led to do certain things, right? And so this one, she is talking about the protection, his protection. So the prayer is as follows. Lord, I pray that you would protect, this is where you insert your husband's name, from any accidents, diseases, dangers, or evil influences. Keep him safe, especially in cars and planes. Hide him from violence and the plans of evil people. Wherever he walks, secure his steps. Keep him on your path so that his feet don't slip. If his feet does slip, hold him up by your mercy. Give him the wisdom and discretion that will help him walk safely and not fall into danger. Be his fortress, strength, shield, and stronghold. Make him to dwell in the shadow of your wings. Be his rock, salvation, and defense, so that he will not be moved or shaken. I pray that even though bad things may be happening all around him, that they do not come near him. Save him from any plans of the enemy that seek to destroy his life. Preserve his going out and his coming in from this time forth and forevermore. In Jesus' name I pray. So I really thought that was powerful. This is not the only one. All of them that I have read thus far are very impactful and powerful. And the ones that I know my husband is weak in, I will definitely be praying those prayers more often than not. And I know that I won't say the prayers what am I trying to say? I won't say the prayers exact all the time because I won't use the book, but I will use what I remember, as well as the areas that I know that he is struggling in, because I want him to get the answers that he seek. I want his heart to be full and filled and fulfilled, right? And not feel like he's just out here roaming around trying to do whatever it is that he wants to do, versus allowing him to seek God, hear what God is asking him to do, and the thing that the seed, right? The seed that God has planted within him, to allow him to start watering that, so he can reap the benefits from sowing all of the things that God has for his life, as well as for our lives, because what he does, right, and who he is and how he shows up in the world is a reflection of our family. And so I want him to be covered. I want my entire family to be covered. But this book is very, very powerful and impactful. And she has a section in here where she talks about just shut up and pray. Shut up and pray. And I know a lot of times we as women, we can our tongues can be sharp, but we also can just speak too much, right? So allow things to flow the way that they need to flow. And so one of the things that she really mentioned in here is that even for herself, instead of asking about it or trying to get more details, especially when she's having a feeling, like a gut feeling, not a not so great gut feeling about some of the things that her husband was speaking to her about, that she just shuts up and she prays about it. And she also prays that if I'm wrong in my gut feelings, then allow this feeling to, to be relieved from me. However, if I'm right in my gut feeling, instead of me having to be the person to say this to my husband, you reveal it to him, for us, for our family, so we can remain protected. So again, I am MarshaunO. I am super, super excited about this book, but I'm also super excited to just come and share the power of prayer with you, because I solely believe in the power of prayer, and I know how much better my life as well as my marriage has been by implementing it, staying in faith, and believing that a change can absolutely happen for the better in all areas, not just in some areas, but in all areas. And I believe that for you as well. So again, if you are a Black Christian woman that is looking for a group of like-minded Black women to talk about the things that you are experiencing in your marriage, good, bad, happy, sad, how to get over them, how to get through them, what are some of the things that we have done, then I highly recommend that you join the group. It is a monthly subscription, as I mentioned, but it is not something that you cannot afford to do, especially when you are looking for answers, as well as a group of people that can help you, encourage you, and move you on the direction of peace and harmony for the rest of your days. So I love you guys, and there's nothing that you can do about it. And I will see you very, very soon. Bye now.